Okay, welcome to episode 69 of my 248k run on a ribbon world, and we've again found another coastline out to the west. We had a bit of an explore in between episodes. In fact, let's get the spiders in here and turn my bots back on, which were off while we were doing the cultural exchange, but now need to go and repair things. And yeah, had a bit of an explore, had a bit of a cultural exchange. There was a dialogue of worldviews, and we concluded, yeah, there's a couple of things that we need to just check that everything is dealt with on the way back. Yeah, concluded that the best thing to do would be to share all of this land and all the resources fairly and equally between all the surviving parties. So this is mine now, and yeah, biters are basically not going to be a thing anymore. We've now got a lot of rail grid. We've got a lot of ribbon, places we can put rail grid, and yeah, let's actually get the spiders moving back because there's quite a long way to go back to the base, and we're going to kind of spread these guys out just to get radar coverage over everything, to check that there's nothing else left after the cultural exchange. Yeah, I used to have a lot more nuclear weapons. I now don't have any nukes in any of these spiders, because we shared all of them in the cultural exchange. So yeah, so we have a lot of ribbon now. Like I thought this was going to be a water break as well, and it ended up not quite being. But we've got all of this space, and then over here there's this kind of Spidertron friendly kind of landfill efficient bridge thing, because I wasn't sure how far I needed to go. And then there's all of this as well, which is also just mine. And then the build spider's back over here. I'm kind of holding position, but it also doesn't have any weapons, so it's not really achieving anything at all. But this is the last of the little land bridges before getting back into the section of ribbon that is kind of like actually mine. Okay, so I think we're doing the little detours that are visiting the dudes. Yeah, so this little section here of ribbon didn't strike me as like large enough to, like, this didn't satisfy my very large grid feelings. So now we have a lot more space to put in a lot more grid, which is fine. That's going to be a thing that's going to happen between episodes because we've kind of already seen it. In the east, the west version is going to be basically the same thing. Yeah, these other spiders also want to be running this way, and then we want to continue. We've kind of got to march all the way back to where we've got rail coverage so we can then get to places faster. And I think I'm not seeing any more biters. Yeah, evolution is now. What is evolution? It is, yeah, we're getting behemoths a lot. It was still fine. We didn't lose any spiders. We still have the full complement of like the 6 of them here and my 4, and then another 6 here. So we still have all the spiders. Killed a bunch of things. Well into behemoth's territory. So biters are just not a thing anymore. And then also we've got, like, turning on the pollution cloud. We now have so much space in both directions that pollution is also not going to be a thing. And so I think between this episode and the next one, I'm just going to turn off both pollution and biters and all biter related things in the console, because we are approaching a point where UPS is going to be probably a bigger concern because we just need to make things bigger. Let's give some more waypoints in here so we could just keep walking down here. Yeah, and then you come over here, and then this one can go kind of around that bit of land, and then over here, and we can still just, yeah, keep scanning all these things, keep marching back. And yeah, today's next thing, yeah, let's look at some graphs while we're here. Are these the sciences? Sciences have been, pretty stable. We're still getting a bunch of things done. 200, actually, I was kind of expecting 260, or at least I think that's the rate I'm making things. So that's still fine. It's just ticking over. We're into the sulfur fusing of the Star Engine recipes, and then the thing the base really needs is red chips, which are still coming out at a decent rate. They're just the thing that we need more of. Partly because last time we started making... Where are these things? Yeah, we got the tier 3 beacon core online, and this fluid like needs red chips, which we don't really have all that many of. Yeah, this stuff over here. And then also things that require red chips include, we just received a delivery of red chips, include all of the star engine stuff, which are going to, yeah, I need about 3,000 red chips per star engine. And then these are... Oh, we limited these to 1 stack. Are they... Is that just what's not being built at the moment? Output full, yeah. So we need to increase these stacks a bit, which is not entirely surprising they're only stacked to 1. But they also... What are they waiting on? It's not LDS. Is it heat pipes? Are we just not making enough heat pipes? Because we weren't previously using these for anything other than nuclear power, and now we're kind of not. So, yeah, it's heat pipes. So let's upgrade this inserter so we can make heat pipes a little faster, so we can make all of the star engine parts a little faster. Let's also then keep wandering. We haven't missed any things in here. All of this territory is just air quotes clean, sure. This one can wander down here, this one can keep wandering down here. I don't think we've missed anything. Yeah, and then this spot, oh yeah, then we have to kind of gather all of the biters here so that we can have them shimmy through this bit appropriately, and then continue on. Oh, there are occasionally some other dudes. It's probably fine. The bulk of the work is done. The challenging part of the cultural exchange, A, wasn't really that challenging because we've got everything we need, and B, is also just kind of fine. So we need more red chips. So the thing we're going to do about that is today ceramics, for a couple of reasons. First of all, ceramics are a thing we need a lot of red chips for. Actually, other way around. We need a lot of red chips. Ceramics are one of the things that go into the red chips. That we got to expand the ceramics if we want more red chips. So I have a blueprint that I've kind of been looking at that has tier 3 beacons, which actually really connects to point 2 about why we want more ceramics. And the reason, part 2 of why we want more ceramics is if we find... Is this thing a ceramics build? Looks like it might be. Yeah, the ceramics builds currently have a lot of tier 1 beacons. And how many of these? 20 tier 1 beacons? Yeah. If we can... And spoilers, I've already got a pattern that does this with some kind of similar thing with tier 3 beacons. If I can use tier 3 beacons instead of tier 1 beacons, I can get more beacon effects out, I can hit more assemblers, and all of that is going to mean... fewer beacons overall, which is cool because we still have this kind of limited number of beacons that we need to work with. Got a bit of headroom at the moment, which is interesting. I guess we've also taken down... I guess the blue science was another thing that used a lot of beacons. We have dropped a spider somewhere. I can see from this line over here that one of the spiders is trying to follow us and is stuck on something. Probably. Yeah, so we kind of need to go back, which is a bit of a shame. We kind of need to go over to here so the spider can follow us. And then back through here. Cool, good times. Okay, yeah, that's going to be the first thing, is getting ceramics onto a pattern that does more work with beacon 3s, that gets more beacon effects out, that saves us beacons, and then also just uses the better beacons. This is going to be the thing. So that's reason number 2. Reason number 1, red chips. Reason number 2, better beacon efficiency. Reason number 3 is... This actually isn't going to work, is it? Because I'm going to turn around and, yeah, just like, okay, come over here, do all of this again. Oh no, you made it. Good job, you made it. Okay, over here and down here and through here and then through the middle of the map, and you just... There's no one we need to visit. You just keep on walking down here. This will be fine. Yeah, Oh, I did see some on the bottom half of the ribbon there. We'll get around to that in a bit. The third reason why I want to redo rocks and ceramics is, where are the rocks? Rocks are a pattern that kind of look like 9 things. Oh, they're over this side. 9 things and then some processing hanging off to the side. Where have they gone? Here we go. 9 things and some processing hanging off to the side. Yeah, because these... I think we're going to change the way we do this as well, because going into the, hey, let's actually be worried about UPS because we just have to scale all of this hard, we have this old recipe which was doing rock-based stuff with a fluids intensive recipe that gave us, like, it was really good for the, where is this recipe? Yeah, this recipe. This recipe was good for the amount of stone we were getting out of each rock fragment, but was fluids, had mixed outputs, had mixed belts, needed a bunch of splitters, all that kind of stuff. This one is a lot more straightforward. Isn't as good for getting stone out of each rock, but this one is the pattern for which we've got this, not that blueprint, that's the new smelting blueprint, which still isn't going to be relevant because we kind of changed things. Yeah, this one, which I also going to have imported, and which we will talk about in a bit, which just does direct feed of the quarries into the crushers in a way that hopefully will be more effective for our UPS and less material effective, but whatever, we're kind of rich now, we don't care, and will just be simpler and easier to scale, hopefully. So we are, several of the spiders are stationary, so we need to kind of just keep moving through back to where the base is. Yeah, this one, and then there were some dudes down here that we just need to swing past, and then continue to just scan out the rest of this thing, and then meet up where the build spider is, and then we can also just kind of meet up where the build spider is, and then these guys also just meet up where the build spider is, and we will, yeah, slowly work back to the base. So this is mostly going to be the plan of what we want to build up next. The base is mostly stable, I think. Last time we put together this thing, which I was looking at, it seems kind of weird. Like, why am I low on protium? I'm pretty sure I set that up. And then why is this pump not pumping? I've got 4.9k of protium. This is... how have I got tritium in here? That is messed up. Lithium and protium. Okay, we need to fix that, because something about this is messed up. Oh, that was quite a clutch radar scan. That was at exactly the point that I needed it to be there, because it looked like I hooked up this protium, this excess protium supply in a way that was supposed to be helping us always have protium. Yeah, because we've got a ton of lithium now, which is fantastic. That was the one I was expecting to be difficult for oh, well, this train station is also around the wrong way. Oh well, yeah, I was expecting this to be a bigger deal for lithium, but protium I was expecting to be fine for, except that I have messed that up. So we've figured out what that deal was, and it's actually kind of a big deal. But yeah, we kind of need to go back here anyway to kind of grab this. The other thing we wanted to talk about is to swing by the steel, which is another place where lithium is happening. We'll talk about that in a bit. Because the other thing that happened, and the reason why I thought I might be low of lithium, is in between, yeah, this pattern over here, this old fusion network here, actually, this one, that train station no longer wants to exist, and you just go over there, and then, shouldn't I have steam over here? I do have steam over here. I've even got a steam station over here. Yeah, this is the other thing that I set up in between episodes that we kind of thought about. So we've got a train station that has a bunch of steam. We've got all of these guys producing vast amounts of steam. We've got some pumps in here. We got 2 accelerators, because why would we have just one when we could have 2? We've got a train station that has some amount of stuff, and then these guys pump their surplus also into just more power grid, which is nice. The thing we don't have yet, still actually, yeah, there's a bit of bit of random faff over here that doesn't need to be here. The thing that we don't have yet is any way of getting this fusion-based steam into this steam system that provides steam for the petrochem that provides sulfur for the blue science. So that's the thing we probably need to do soon. First, though, is getting all these spiders. 7? Does that get everyone onto the little bridge? It does. Okay. In that case, we can then just go back to patrol. Actually, this one should be fine. This one should be fine because this is the territory that I already had and have had for a while. So we're just gonna like move all these spiders through here. Yeah, so this is all, and I should have recently got line of sight on all of this as well, so I can check that more thoroughly from the radar between episodes to make sure that we haven't missed anything. Oh, build spider. Build spider can also just swing through here. And yeah, then we need to, how much protein has this got? 12k? If this 11k. If this hits 0, I might be super unfortunate because these, like, I've kind of forced myself into the weird power spiral. In fact, let's just have me just run straight this way because 10, cool. If this weird power spiral does a thing, actually, is this station, can I have, where is my fusion components train? Is it this one? And you do have, but you having protium won't matter because the pipe has the weird tritium thing going on with it. Okay, you, not there. How about here? And then into the fusion reaction quest. Yeah, what do we, okay, so 8.2, 8.1k, yeah. I need you guys to just get out of my way for the moment, but then also I think I probably need to take out all these things and put the legs in just so I can move around. What happened? You've got all of the protium, but you're venting it. That's the issue. Okay. And that also meant that, yeah, then this thing was putting tritium in the wrong place. So that's cool. So we just need to get, we do have all the protium we want. We just need protium, flush all the tritium. Put this thing here. And now we have this increasing again. And so other than the fact that this is kind of broken because we were doing weird things with it, yeah, hopefully this works. That was in a weird place to be. Okay, so these guys are all output full again. This has got an increasing amount of protium, which is good. This train is turning up and dumping its stuff in here, which is fine. This fluid network only has lithium. This fluid network only has protium. Okay, let's try and figure out what we did. Yeah, so it was this thing with its different outputs and me getting these things around the wrong way. Yeah, so yeah, I am in the situation of having all of the protium we need, which is fine. This thing is, yeah, so now we are moving protium across at the rate of nearly 2,000 per second, which is fine, which probably means, okay, you are also going at less than, I mean, this pump is going at vastly slower than we need it to be, because all I'm doing is feeding these 4 accelerators and the other 4 next door. But that was an interesting failure mode, which yeah, don't set up your fluid inputs the wrong way around, I guess. So now this is all doing what it should. These guys, oh yeah, and I also need to change this train around because it's kind of going the wrong way. Give me these things back, because then I should just be able to change this myself. I might need this one as well, so I always have one left over. Okay, so you give me these back. All of these can just go like in here, whatever. And now I should only call trains when I'm down to the last set of chests, which should be fine. These guys are probably all... Yeah, these guys are all just full. Yeah, cool, whatever. So now we have more lithium. We have that lithium process going. We're banking lithium here. Yeah, so that lithium... This is more what I wanted to see. I wanted to have 500,000 of these things. I wanted a full silo of this stuff because the power grid kind of depends on it. This silo is not full yet, but this should be the easiest one to fill, given that this stuff kicks out 100,000 proteum. Yeah, this just kicks out 1,000 proteum a second. It's fine. And then we just vent everything else because we don't even care, because we're not even making it that much of it, because we're not using this proteum for anything other than making sure we've got enough of this stuff. So that's, yeah, rescued probably. So this, yeah, this is doing what it should. Yeah, so this is only pumping in. This will, I suspect this power grid is still using more lithium than what these guys are managing. But we'll still call in the train if we're low, and then this pump will give us more proteum, but also in a way that will make sure everything still balances. And even if these guys end up just at 500 each the whole time and full, that's all still completely fine. Cool, okay, so now that we're out of managing emergency mode, what else are we putting back in? I mean, I don't even think I need these shields anymore. But what else did I have in my suit? I had... Did I keep one personal laser defense? I don't think I need the shields now either, but we might keep them for avoiding being hit by trains. And then I guess we put one personal laser in, and that's going to be a suit we run with, because why not? Yeah, lithium turning up is fine. Spidertrons are all kind of hanging about, which is also fine. You can just go back over here. Okay, so let's pretend that this is mostly normal, and we didn't just have the disastrous power spiral that I was worried about having and trying to avoid, and kind of walked into because I set up badly the things that were supposed to mitigate it. Let's go look at the steel that I set up a couple of episodes ago, because I don't think I talked about it last episode. But yeah, don't really need to. Let's like have a look at the steel, because I think it's slightly different from the ones we've currently got. That I figured I could figured out how to wedge in 6 of these things in one kind of small tile. So we're fully mining this thing. I think this takes... It takes nearly 3 red belts of ore. It does quite well. But the weird thing about this is all of these purifiers are jammed up against each other, but each purifier is slightly rotated from the one next to it, so that the water inputs are always on the left, the dirty water is always other way around. The dirty water outputs are always on the left, but the vertical interfaces don't interface, or at least do interface, because they're the same fluids, and so everything is fine and nothing complains, and this all works. And then these fluids also being the same thing means yeah, we can jam these together. This all works fine. Figured out how to get more of these things in. We've got this kind of same closed water system, and the kind of nice way this works out is it's still a closed loop of water. We take ore in, we make all the steel, all of the dirty water that comes out is preferentially turned into lithium. So we've got another station where we've got a lot of lithium, because lithium is a thing we do not want to be short of, because the entire base kind of depends on the power grid. And then excess dirty water just rolls through the same purifiers and back into the same system. So this is a nice fixed closed loop water system, which takes a bunch of iron, turns it into steel, turns it into lithium, and then the water just goes around in a cycle. So that's pretty cool. The disadvantage being when this patch runs down, we either need to do this again somewhere else, or bring in more iron ore, because the power grid of the base currently depends on having this lithium, which we only have because we're mining from this iron patch. So that's cool. But yeah, moving on from that, the other thing to do The other thing that happened in between, which I think we looked at briefly, is this other setup of stellarators and big turbine stuff, because we are now putting steam, we're putting fusion steam on the rail grid instead of nuclear steam, which is nice because it means we can get rid of the old nuclear build. Yeah, this thing here. In fact, all of these guys are empty, so it's just this steam here that we are still actually pushing into. Oh, we're kind of not. Whatever, those pumps are kind of weird, but one of these, this line here, yes, still feeds. It actually doesn't. This has got steam from somewhere. Maybe it just hasn't run. Okay, whatever. But yeah, we need to get fusion steam in here or at least in here as well. And maybe we do that with another stellarator. Like maybe I could pump out of these tanks. I could just have more stellarators, I guess, over here. Did I see there was also? Yeah, there was also some old junk to get rid of, which is. Do these things actually connect to anything? How many of these can I actually just delete with some degree of impunity? Yeah, we've got all this, like the remnants of this old linear base, which can mostly just go away, whatever. And yeah, this is now the last of the original parts of the base. I guess if we are yeah, okay, so this is kind of the beginning of the rail base, I guess. And then yeah, we're taking down this power grid as well. This is the last thing that's just putting gas on the grid here, and then that's the remains of the starter base. We're just getting rid of that. But yeah, because the other reason why we want steam on a train is ceramics, which is the thing we're working on. Remember, we're working on making the ceramics happen. Needs steam. So, but the thing is, it needs so much steam that I don't even know whether I want to put steam on a train for that, even though I've kind of done that already, or whether I want to put. Can I have, like, I've got space in here to have more pumps through here. I could take more water up here, do another pair of stellarators, and then also use that to pump the steam into the build to the left. Yeah, I think that's a thing we think about doing. And then, because the other thing I was thinking about is rather than just putting steam on a train here, I can also put the hot and cold lead on a train. That might be the plan, because the thing about turning this lead into steam is that 1,000 steam on a train is not nearly anywhere as good as 50 lead coolant on a train. Like with the fluid wagons the same size, this is going to be vastly more effective. And also the ceramics need a lot of steam. Moving this around with hot and cold lead coolant might be the thing I want to do instead. So if I want to use. So where would these two train stations be were I doing that? I think I'd have. Yeah, I think we'd use this section. I think we'd have one here, and then the other one goes here. Yeah, and then can I do this without getting rid of these trees? Because those trees are kind of a lot of Logibot work. Yeah, those trees are going to take a lot of Logibot space to move all of those things around. Those are, like, there's a lot of trees in here that I would rather just not crap up my my logistics with. But can we get... Where are the... Oh, there's the... That's kind of silly. Let's put them here instead. And then we can not have these pumps. No, that's actually the wrong way around. I wanted to keep the pumps because I wanted to be able to have... Okay, first of all, these guys going here. But then which of these are inputs and which are outputs? And I think this... Do I have pumps? I do. The ones on this side are going to be taking stuff off the train. So this is going to be my cool lead coolant station, and this one over here is going to be my hot lead coolant station. And the reason we'll do things that way around, you here have some fuel, so we can get that locomotive fueled and also that locomotive fueled. These train stations don't have names yet, and the reason for doing that is then, playing where these trains are. These trains are running all the time. These trains will run less often if we can get the rest of the stuff running. Oh no, yeah, I wanted to keep the wood where it was, and then discovered that in fact we cannot. So let's move this. Yeah, how much of this stuff can we? It's probably not that bad, is it? I still have. Yeah, this is fine. This is just like a speed run, moving buffers of stuff around. Normal things that happen. Sure. Okay, give me these things back. Let's make some of these things passive providers so that we've got wood if we ever need wood for anything. And then let's just kind of fill these things up to the extent that we can, because that's, you know, we've got more wood than we need. Is probably going to be the theme, and we're just going to leave that like that because we want to be able to put these things in here so that we can make that's not true at all, is that that's going to put steam in here. We don't want to put steam in there at all. This is going to be the coolant loop. Yeah, so we want to get cool coolant out here and hot coolant in here. The first thing we want to do to make this work is, that did not. Why not? Could I not reach? There we go. Okay. This wants to be enable disable if fission, fusion stage cool coolant, is less than, let's say 200,000. Because we need to get a lot of the stuff in. And then this is going to be we need the naming conventions are kind of going to break down again, but it's fine. That train should be able to turn this way and then go in a different direction, probably. Can it do these? Yeah, these. Interesting. It cannot. If I put another train station here, we kind of need to make sure that some of these rails connect, otherwise the trains here can't get out, because currently the only way they can get out, like if they turn down here, they don't have another way of turning left onto the edge of the tile. They need to continue down here, which is going to be a thing we're going to deal with later. Never mind. Somewhere... Where is my lead coolant stuff? Is this the lead coolant? This is the lead coolant. Have soothing lead to cycle cool lead, full to empty, Y destination full? Enable train stimulation. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's going to give us a pool of lead here we can work with, which is going to be necessary. I think we just do another 2 of these. Because why would we do less than 2 of these? And then mostly we want to have nearly this pattern, but not quite this pattern, because I also want to prioritize some steam to feed into this system. These guys all, we can disassemble that at some point later as well. Yeah, we're going to get a bunch of coolant in there. These guys are also going to want to pump protium. Protium, can I actually? We can line that up there so that this protium feed actually lines up with this. But then this lithium feed, I guess also... Yeah, this actually happens to line up in both directions. So we're actually going to pull this down by that many squares so that we can continue to have nice patterns. Do we even care about... I don't even think I care about that one. I think we can just do... Yeah, now we don't need that to be lower either. Never mind. Yeah, we're going to do this. You're going to get both the things you need. You are going to have, again, this pretty standard pattern. It also needs to be like so. Okay. So now you guys have got all of the fusion parts you need. And then... this is in the wrong place. Cool. Cool, cool. Is this one... This one is as well. I wonder why I didn't spot that earlier. This is obviously very silly looking. This hopefully just fits here. Yeah. So that's still going to work. And then we are just going to... Yeah, this... I did find it kind of funny that I could directly connect to this thing. So we're just going to throw away that lead coolant because, you know, whatever. More lead coolant can go here and we can do that thing. So yeah, now these are kind of imbalanced in an annoying way, but whatever. And then we need to get this... Can we... Yeah, this is going to be fine. Not those grenades. I guess I don't need... Probably unlikely to need those combat. Yeah, we kind of need to go back to a hotbar setup that has... like building things rather than combat things again, but never mind. Okay, so we're running that through there, which is fine. These guys also need to be on the power grid or something, but actually it's going to be... Yeah, we are going to need more of these tanks. Do I want to... This is actually... both of these are versions where I want to be pumping into a hot tank and then prioritizing the hot priority. Yeah, so we want to go here and then pump. Let's get ourselves a bit more space because we're not really doing anything else with this. Yeah, this is working on ceramics, isn't it? And then is this... I think this cyclotron stellarator just works on putting hot oil, yeah, hot lead coolant in these tanks, and then all the surplus goes into power grid stuff, and then this stellarator, using the wrong words again, also, yeah, so I think the theme we're noticing here is this one can just go, yeah, whatever. Pump here, this thing, pipes, I must have some pipes I can queue. And then we just set this up, and this should actually be getting... Yeah, and then... Let's pump into this... Actually, is that true? I don't think we need to worry about that at all. I think we just pump into, like, say, this one. This is one tile off in a way that's slightly annoying, but sure. And then also this one here, but then this pump. Okay. This is cool. I actually wanted this pump here. We want to run if I have less than, again, say 200,000. So there's going to be a huge amount of this stuff here. In a way that's completely fine. And then this one should run, this actually didn't connect there yet. This one will run if I have a surplus of, say, more than 10. We actually don't need that much, we kind of only need 5. Whatever, because this pump is going to be filling up these things anyways. Okay, so now we've got a train where we can put lead coolant. Does this mean that I also want another of the other lithium stations and protium things down here? Because I've got water here as well. I might do that somewhere. Maybe over here. Do a thing where we process more lithium and put more lithium in here, and then process more protium and put more protium here in a very similar way to the other one. But yeah, this is now. This is a place where we will be able to drop. We don't even, we've run out of lead to make. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so we're going to have quite a large buffer of hot and cool lead here in kind of the way we want to be doing things, which is fine. And then this stellarator is just going to be going pretty hard the whole time, making sure we get enough of this to put on these trains. Do we even have fluid wagons? Not yet. Okay. All of that I can worry about later. I've kind of only got my personal trains at the moment, don't I? Yeah, okay, so I think that's enough. That's enough to have things set up at the moment. Now I think then the rest of this power griddy stuff and then a steam connection over the other side we can do at some point in between episodes, because it's going to look much the same as this. It will be something prioritizing into steam, but the steam will pump into the petrochem build, and then an overflow which also goes into more power grid stuff. The power grid stuff is probably going to look very similar to... Can I even just line this up with where... Oh no, it's not going to line up with where the power poles are because the grids are different sizes, but I can probably line this up like that, and then have these things in a place that... Okay, so those probably want to be spread out differently. Yeah, that's going to do everything it needs to. This is going to give me... Like, this isn't connected, but this is how we will be able to fully utilize both of these for power grid as well. Once we connect these things up, need to get some water pipes through here as well, but whatever. If the various hot and cold coolant and steam needs are being fully met, and this will also take my power grid, once all of these are connected, up to 24 gigawatts, which is pretty significant. Okay, so let's go back to the core and actually get to work building... Was this a weird incomplete piece of rails intersection? No, it's just like other bits of stuff sitting around that haven't been deleted yet. Yeah, and then... yeah, whatever. Okay, start to assemble the materials we need to build these ceramics things, and then also where is the rock crushing thing? Do we do the rock crushing thing first? I think we do the rock crushing thing first, because, yeah, one of the things that I think I mentioned, one of the things that I meant to mention before the panic with the, hey, what happened to my power grid, why is my tritium broken, is over here. Yeah, I think we want to be discontinuing this way of processing things, and I think we want to run down this acid supply, but then we also want to run down the, like, we want to get rid of these drills as well, because I don't think we want to be building these things here, and then I think we also want to just discontinue all of this drill processing, and then also get rid of these stations. And there is another space to do this as well. Maybe I should be over here setting these up first. I guess the point is, like, the stone stations are here, but we could put the stone processing literally anywhere. We could put the stone processing here. Maybe we go and do that. Yeah, let's just go and do that. Let's go over to... because this will let us talk about what we want to be doing for the stone stuff, before getting onto the ceramic stuff that's in the other build. Let's also, at this point, just check in with those fusion power plants and check that everything is still running and is not busted. Full protium, that's good. Full lithium, that's good. Lithium 158k, which is fine, which means that this is also a protium 158. Yeah, so that all is doing what it should, and these guys are pausing because output is full, because we are not. Yeah, we're only kind of using half our power grid. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Okay, yeah. So we're going to discontinue this chemical plant, lots of fluids-based way of making a lot of stone, because one of the patterns that I've got now that I played around with a bit. Which one is it? Should be some rocks somewhere. This one. How big is this thing gonna? Can I fit 2 of these things in? Maybe. Let's slap one of these down and talk about how it should work. So the idea is, do we have? Yeah, I think I've got these in storage somewhere. Are bots complaining about not having them? They are in fact complaining about not having. Really, we should be in the grid. Okay. Did I not automate these? Should these not be in the Logimall somewhere? Are these... Yeah, what are you complaining about? You've got a bunch of those. Ah, it was... Okay, it was job updates and things, yeah. Okay, so... things I was looking at. These are crafting speed 3. And... was looking at the... Yeah, let's say this might be easier once all these buildings appear, yes. So, yeah, these guys need... There were actually some things I was going to change with this one there, yeah. So it's not even done yet. And also I've got all this rock that I kind of don't want. That don't have anything to do with whatever, never mind. Yeah, so this rock fragment recipe is 1.5 seconds crafting time. But the tier 3 stone quarries we've got are crafting speed 3, which means we're looking at a rock fragment every half second, which turns out to be, with the same rate as this recipe, is a rock fragment every half second, which is kind of nice. And then I realized, wait, I've got module slots. If I throw a pair of speed modules in these, this gets crafting speed 2, which means this now perfectly balances 2 of these quarries into one of these crushing factories in a nice little direct insert way that kind of skips a whole bunch of this stuff. One of the things I want to get rid of all of this and do this with request chests instead, because I don't think we're going to put drills on belts, because I don't think we need to put drills on belts. I think we can just have here drills are, yeah, this 20 is going to be a bunch, isn't it? So we're going to request the drill bits in with a Logibot network, and then I don't know if I need 3 stack inserters, but the thing is, this is now spinning out a huge amount of stuff. We're getting 1 rock fragment every half second, so we're nominally kicking out 8 stone a second, except that we're also at building speed 2 because of the speed modules. So one of these setups here will fully fill a red belt, and then this stuff is blue to help these inserters act more quickly, but I don't even know that I need 3 inserters here. And then the idea with the rest of all of this stuff can go away. Yeah. The idea with the rest of these undergrounds is that I can line this blueprint up with itself a bunch, and it doesn't fit because of the roboports. That's a shame. Yeah, line that thing up a bunch, and then pivot this into, say, you know, the furthest away one, and then delete all these things, and then have and this fits better in the big grid, hopefully, probably. Have a bunch of these things. It would actually fit better. We could have 2 of these things here if we started within the roboport, so maybe that's a thing. Yeah, so we can basically tile this thing with itself horizontally in this setup, and get up to, I mean, I could even have 5 belts in here. I could actually get 7 I could get 7 belts in here if I used all of these things as well, but that's basically what the plan is going to be for this thing. How much... But also, this is currently, like, the ceramics... The ceramics processing, if I can find ceramics, yeah, is also still requesting stone on a train, and this is a thing we're not going to do anymore as well. So we're going to move to a point where this stone station will only be doing stone for things... What else needs stone? Making rail for purple science and mall stuff. I think that's about all we're gonna have here. So I don't think I need nearly that much. I think, in fact, if I just have... Let's just clip all of this out, and then have 2 red belts worth of stuff. Fits here? Does it fit? No. Let's not do it there then. Let's start on the other side and figure out where 2 red belts fit. And this is going to be 2 red belts worth of stuff. We're not going to need any of these things. These ones won't need to exist. And actually, this is not much smaller than the current station, because the current... Are we running this down? Yeah, we're slowly running this down. The current station has 9 of these, and then the more efficient recipe that uses all the fluids to turn the rocks out. This has 8 of them, and the less efficient recipe, but is probably still going to be... Like, this is still going to get us a decent amount of stuff out that I'm going to be pretty happy about. This can go... Here, can it? Because the next thing to do is figure out how we get... Maybe that's a problem for later, because I still want to run down all of this acid and also all of the rocks on this belt. But this is basically going to be the new way that we do stone mining stuff. Actually, we also need to put drills. We also need to put drills in the logistics network, because we currently don't have drills in the logistics network. I think we blasted... Yeah, we blasted these stations as stations. These stations are no longer going to exist, which is also fine, but we need to be putting these things in the network somewhere so that the drills that need them can actually get them. It's going to be kind of important. And then we can come back and blast those later. Yeah, so this is going to be the new way we do drills. The new way we drill for rocks, I guess. This is facing the wrong way, isn't it? And then let's go back to the mall, because we've got some things to Logimall. And then we want to do a thing similar to that for the ceramics, which we're going to do over in the big grid to the east. And I think if I could do ceramics and red chips and just do all of those over to the grid in the east, that will make me happier, because then we can only bring back trains with things like red chips, which are super high value in terms of train passage. Where is this train? Yeah, I don't need you in the... I need you in the east depot. And then we wanted to... Do I need 3 of these things all speed moduled making? Actually, how many... Yeah, because there is another rock-based station which we will unpick sometime as well, and it doesn't always have radar coverage. But yeah, this thing here, we've got to do the same thing. So let's start by blasting... I say blasting. Oh yeah, and then also all of these things also want to not be doing any of this anymore, and then also we want to get rid of all of the items that are hanging around in these stations. And then also, I think I blasted the stations last time, didn't we? Because it's kind of important to blast the stations. If we don't blast the stations, then we still get trains turning up here, which is bad. Yeah, so all the Logibots are probably pretty happy with a lot of jobs to do. These guys, yeah, we are going to run down this hydrofluoric acid, and then, actually... One of these, is this train station gone yet? Where was that train station? here, and the train station is already gone. Okay. Because I was thinking of keeping one of these running. Maybe I just, yeah, Logi, we just do some other rock request here, which also give these guys something to do. Because we're going to have a lot of rock, like, this acid probably runs down before we run down all of these drills, which means we're going to have a lot of rock fragments with things we need to deal with, which probably also just want to get Logi requested back in here, which is fine. Oh, we've got a star engine. We've got 2 star engines. Are these things stacked to 1 each? Okay, so I wanted 4 of these. These also... Yeah, let's get 4 of each of these things, which is going to be pretty exciting. We're going to get a lot of star engine stuff. That was also the thing we wanted to do. Then, somewhere we wanted to lodge them all. Actually, a bunch of things, but we also need to lodge them all, probably quite a lot of them. Because, yeah, the thing I wanted to check was... Hey, we finished another star engine recipe. What's this? That cannot be there. Yeah, because the other reason why I was looking at the other stone build was, and I've kind of already blasted them, I think we had 2 things here making all of these drills. But we are increasing the number of drills we make, because we need to be doing more drilling for more rocks. But I think also, isn't one of these nuclear assembling machines? Are these the same size? They are. Let's use these for the drills because we can, because we need a lot of them, and because... Oh, they actually only take uranium... Are they because... These are the 2 fuels I've made. Oh, they don't take the 233 fuels. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to use... Do these guys also take speed modules? Yes. Okay. So let's give these guys... Where are my modules? Oh, the build train will have modules, won't it? Give me some of each of these. I've still got a pile of stone that I don't need. Where's the thing that's making rail? Actually, over here, I should have... Yeah, you can just have all of that. That's fine. Yeah, let's give these guys a speed module each and an efficiency module each, because why not? Do you make pollution? You do make quite a bit of pollution. I kind of don't care about that anymore. You've got a decent crafting speed, that's fine. Let's request things you need for this. Let's get a decent number of each of these things, because you can make drills. And then you also need... I'm not doing anything with thorium fuel at the moment, so do you want to just Logibot request everything you need to be doing all of this fuel stuff? Have you got fuel now? Yes, so you've got fuel. You need titanium. Why don't you have titanium? Our bots are just getting around to delivering it slowly, whatever. Okay, so we need somewhere... We need another train that will... And at this point, this train I don't need anymore. Because I was thinking I'm going to have to keep the uranium train if I need nuclear fuel to be running these things. Because we currently have a limited supply of thorium fuel because we kind of turned that off. But we also don't need... We don't need this train here anymore, and I think this train is already not running. It's kind of not running because we turned off the thing, but so this is going to turn into have drills with a drill bit icon. Where's the drill bit icon? Yep. And then, yeah, you don't need to be doing this anymore. You can just go to full empty? You can be doing a full empty thing, yes. And then these wagons also can be unlimited. This is going to go entirely one way. And then these aren't going to request this fuel that I don't have. They're going to request drill bits. Maybe 200 of them? What do drills stack to? They stack to like 50, don't they? So do I need like 1,000 drill bits in here? And then take all of these out, and then actually power my stuff. This one can probably be a little further away. Yeah, sure. So we're going to fill a train with drill bits. And then, yeah, the drills over here, which are kind of idle because they're still not connected to stations, are just going to do their thing and kind of fill up, and then these aren't going anywhere, but we kind of want to run this down anyway, and it's still got a while to go, but whatever. Then these drills will allow us to take, yeah, this train will allow us to take drill bits to other grids where we can build more quarries in other grids, which is going to be the next plan. I don't need any of these things. I've got a lot more stuff than I need them, don't I? Like, I don't need the concrete. Actually, which blueprints do I need? This is the blueprint that I needed to build that was the blueprint that I needed to build all of the Spidertron little land bridges. The wall blueprint I'm not going to need. That's the one that I want to deal with. I kind of still need that. These two, they can just go into the storage somewhere. I'm quite happy that all of this stuff will just be like have some storage. I think we keep all of these. I think we give away some of the landfill and cliff explosives. Do I need to keep all of these? Grid blueprints, big grids. Yeah, sure. All of the rest of that can kind of stay. Oh, PDLs? I wouldn't need PDLs. I won't need most of these grenades. Nuclear assembly machines, yeah, whatever, fine. Okay, let us take... Actually, let's find the things we need to put these blueprints somewhere. I need crushing machines. I need the drills, and I need beacon 3s, and everything else is kind of standard. So, crushing machines. We want to do something with... We want to do something with Star Engine at some point as well, but not quite yet. Are these beacon 3s? Yeah, beacon 3s. Give me a bunch of beacon 3s. They are going to be helpful. Give me a bunch of mining drills. 17 is decent. Why are you not making any more? Because you're not making any stone quarries. Why am I not making any stone quarries? And where are the stone quarries? They back up here somewhere. Are they one of the earlier things we lodge-mold? Did we lodge-mold stone quarries? I'm not seeing stone quarries anywhere. Maybe we just lodge-mold stone quarries again? Are there stone quarries down here? No. Okay. In that case, I think we pivot one of these from stone quarry 2 to what does stone quarry 1 even look like? Looks like this. Do we have any of those floating around the place? I don't think we do. I am not seeing it. Okay. Yeah, roboports, train stuff. Okay, fine. So we're gonna do that. This means that you need to be requesting different things. Mining drills are a thing that I'm not even sure I'm requesting anymore. You have whatever I have in my inventory. Yeah, which is also why this one here probably wants to be mining drills. You can request a bunch of stuff. That is an entirely reasonable amount of stuff for you to do. You don't need to be speed 3s. I mean, crystals are on a request trend, so that's fine. And then I probably don't need more than one stack of these, and probably more than one... Actually, if I'm doing mining outposts, I kind of need... If I'm doing mining outposts, I'm buffering next to the build train things I need, so we can still only do one stack here. Okay, so we have mining drills. We have K3 beacons. Crushers was the other thing I need. Where am I going to find... Where are my crushers? I guess we do this way. We just go logistics request... Crushing factory. Bring me like 40 crushing factories. Thanks. And then you get to go to the very large east grid, because that's where we're going to do the stuff. You've brought me nearly all of these things. Is 32 enough? A couple for that, and then more for the ceramics. I am probably going to need... Let's Yeah, we can just bring more later anyway, whatever. Okay. And then is landfill going to be a thing that I need to do as well for reasons? Yeah, okay, so whatever. So other things that I need to do that I still don't have is a kind of station plan. And how far away is the other side of... Oh, the other side of the grid is all the way over there, and then the water's in the middle. Because... Yeah, I think we wander over here, we slap down some of the... Actually, we get rid of... These guys already aren't fueled, aren't they? And then the heat is also still very warm, and then all this heat is just eventually steam that will get turned into train fuel, which is fine because we're also completely full on train fuel, so that's fine. Yeah, over here, I don't know, there's quite so many trees. I kind of wanted the space. I guess I also don't really care about trees anymore, because part of this is going to be we've got all the pollution stuff we need to deal with. Okay, let's wander over here and set some stuff up over here. Paste some blueprints, and then maybe even figure out where it goes later. I suspect we're kind of closing in on episode length. But somewhere... That's the one we've already talked about, for which we're going to stack together a bunch. This ceramics one is the one that is going to be the main ceramics place. So let's throw this down like somewhere. And then also, it kind of mirrors... Not that one, that's not the one I wanted, the ceramics one. Ceramics and beacons. If I mirror this, it also just kind of goes like here, which is kind of nice. And yeah, we've got a lot of crushers. We've got... kind of need to power this on so we can see any of it. But are these bots? Yeah, all these... We've only got 68 bots in this, which... And then also the mall is quite a long way, which is why all of this is going to take ages, but oh well. Yeah, we've got tier 3 beacons. We've got tier 3 beacons hitting a lot of crushers, which is pretty nice. I think, yeah, this one beacon hits 6 of these crushers, and then also 4 of these assemblers. And so this one beacon is hitting 16 things and providing each of them like the impact of 3 regular beacons, because it's got all the modules because of the tier 3 stuff. So that's kind of cool. So this I think overall, yeah, we've got 2 belts here and 4 belts here and 2 belts here of stone that goes just in. And then over the other side, yeah, there's this kind of... I think this will be easy to see once we've got all of this built, which might also be a thing that happens in between episodes, because I think we are going to put it somewhere else for reasons. Is, yeah, we get 3 belts of stone out. And so these things are stuff I was playing with to figure out how to get A, direct insertion stuff, B, a lot of beacons on a lot of things, and then C, not a whole lot of splitters out. And then, yeah, the other reason why we have this, where's it gone? This pattern of stuff that's kind of long and tileable, okay, let's actually put it in a place, is with each of these rows, basically guaranteeing... Oh, this is still the version without the request chests, but never mind. With all of these, with each of these setups being exactly 1 red belt, we can just pipe 1 red belt here into 1 red belt here. No splitters, no lane balancing, no prioritization, none of that. So that hopefully is nice and UPS efficient. And also, no trains between the stone and the ceramics. We're just going to have 8 belts of stone going in, right next to where we're making these 8 belts of stone, and 6 belts of ceramics out. Really not very many splitters. I don't think there are no splitters anywhere in this, are there? So that's hopefully nice for the UPS as well, because we're getting to a point of having to build all of this and it all being a bit of a mess. Things I don't have are a train station. I think the train station plan is a thing that I'm going to slap in now, because hopefully it's straightforward enough, but I need to figure out which way these things go. Okay, so this is the train station, if I'm doing this train station, the plan I'm thinking of is going to need to have the outputs on, but that's also going kind of the wrong way. Okay, so maybe we do just put the train station this way, because I think the thing I wanted to do for the way we'll set up the train stations, maybe some of this other not super interesting stuff can happen between episodes. So if I do something like this, then the plan here is, yeah, so this is still going to have inputs from the bottom, which is fine. But the deal is, yeah, so we can have, where is, do I have a train station? I have train stations, good. I can have multiple train stations here and here for the same product. So this is going to turn into, this is going to be just having ceramics as a station, which is pretty cool. For reasons, have ceramics. Actually, I think I already have that as a station, don't I? Have ceramics? Yes. So we're going to use the same station. There is a chance that trains will turn up here before I'm ready for them if I'm not making enough ceramics in the other places, but it's probably fine. But these ones can go enable train limit 2, and this can be the same. And then, where are my, do I have train, okay, I guess we just queue these. And then, okay, I guess we line this up with the boxes as going to be the easy way to do things. We can have things going in here. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we're using the same size of train, but then we can also have essentially a stacker having another train here. So, and then these ones can go on this side, and another train signal here. So we can now have, with this one ceramics node, 4 trains. And I think because of this, I don't even need to worry about turning these off if I don't have enough ceramics. I think we just make sure, I think we just have 4 trains associated with ceramics, and I've currently only got 2, so this will increase the train supply as well. So we can have a train here receiving stuff, a train in the section behind also just receive, ready to pull into where the station is. We can have 4 trains associated with the thing, and I think this is going to be the way I set up train stations going forwards. And then there's, yeah, we can do like red belt underneath here to be loading trains from both sides or whatever. And then the thing is, the plan with this is, and all of this is probably going to move, and I'll probably figure out where it's going between episodes. This doesn't even need a big 8-way splitter. We can just have one of these running into one of these stations, another running into the other station, and that's also going to reduce the number of splitters we need, because we can basically just do, we don't even need to do a proper 4 to 3, because all of that throughput maximizing stuff is a thing if you know, one of the belts is only full and the others kind of aren't, or whatever, or if you have asymmetric loading. Whereas here we know we want perfectly symmetrical loading out, and we are expecting also nearly perfect symmetric loading in from these 3 belts, because the entire point of how these things are set up, and I think these speeds are mostly balanced, if we just get enough speed modules, and we are apparently quite short of, we are very short of speed modules, okay, fine. Yeah, but I think the last thing to talk about, and I think some of the spaghetti and rearrangement is going to happen between episodes because it might not be that interesting, is, yeah, this setup is supposed to give me 6 belts of ceramics out, which is a lot of ceramics. Hopefully that does most of the things we need. The thing about that, though, is ceramics still takes 45 steam per ceramic, and there currently aren't any efficiency module boosts that I can give to this thing. So I need a lot of steam for this. In fact, I think I need about 8,000 steam just for this thing, which is why we're kind of in this bit of the grid, looking at where this water is, because the thing we want to do to get 8,000 steam out, which is like, that's multiple fluid pumps. Like 8,000 steam is actually more than these guys do, isn't it? These do 1,000 steam a second. These do 1,000 steam a second, and they're kind of speed moduled, and they need a lot of pump support. So yeah, so getting 8,000 steam per second through these, yeah, getting 8,000 steam per second through trains with steam is kind of bad. Getting 8,000 steam out through liquid lead coolant is, it's only like 4. Where is this recipe? This recipe is, no, it's one of the coolant ones, isn't it? It's, yeah, so 8,000 steam is going to cost us, what, 400 lead coolant? Which is a thing that we can do fairly easily with these trains. So we need train stations to be doing this thing, whereas with this train wants to not go here anymore, because we've got enough of a buffer to just be running this around in loops. But yeah, I think all that train setup we'll do next time. I will figure out, because I think this thing, because this needs 8,000 steam, that's again quite a fluid throughput issue. So I think we're actually going to build it back over here, but then the question is, how do I put these stations with this new station thing I want to do, which allows me to get more stations in? How do I line that up with respect to this edge of grid thing? Maybe it goes over here. Maybe I just build over this iron. Or maybe I can put it in the top half of the thing and still have the iron mining and put the iron on a train over here or something like that. I will think about exact layout. We'll have a bunch more of these things as well. We'll have direct feeds from here into this build. Probably the steam won't be running because we'll set up the lead trains afterwards. As our last thing, let's just go back again and check that this fusion is doing everything it needs to, because those are full. These are pretty happy. Yeah, this is much better now. Yeah, why are you not... Did you turn off because disabled by control behavior? Okay, so I decided that much lithium was okay. So yeah, so mostly pretty good. I think that was a bit of a long episode, but we got most of the things we needed to. We've got Star Engine to play with as well now, which will probably also feature in the Red Chip's plans. But yeah, next time we should be turning on a large ceramics build, so that should be cool.